What's going on, guys? So I want to start this video by saying thank you. Thank you so much for the likes that you guys hit on that previous video, the top 20 beast mode designer fragrances. You guys went all out, above and beyond. I asked for 1,000 likes. You guys gave me 2,000 plus. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Let's get right into the top 20 beast mode niche fragrances that you guys asked for. So let's do it. Welcome back to another video. I'm Forti. Today, as you know, it's all about beast mode, beastly performing fragrances, long-lasting, powerful fragrances in the niche side of things. So these are in no particular order, just so you guys know, just like we did designers. I'm gonna just randomly tell you guys these 20 amazing niche fragrances that you guys, if you haven't yet, you should definitely consider checking them out. Kick things off here with this one from Mancera. This is called Red Tobacco. You guys know I love tobacco. There's gonna be a theme here with a lot of ambers, a lot of tobacco, a lot of boozy scents, with, most importantly, a lot of vanilla, which is a really thick and deep component that really makes fragrances long-lasting. But this is the first choice here, number 20 on the list, Red Tobacco from Mancera. Mancera is a brand that we all know here in the community, in the niche side of things. This brand is easily found at discount shops, and this particular one is actually really nice if you enjoy tobacco fragrances. It reminds me a little bit of Herod from Parfums de Malle, but it's a lot stronger. In fact, the beginning, the first blast here is going to be rather syrupy and almost medicinal, like a cough syrup type of deal. Not many people will really be, turned on to this fragrance in the first 15-20 minutes. Right about 25, half an hour mark, the fragrance really turns into this amazing tobacco fragrance, which has amber, vanilla, vetiver, some spices, loads of cinnamon in here. Just a great oriental fragrance. And again, the tobacco is the front and center and star of this fragrance. Really great, long-lasting beast fragrance. The red here captures that devilish, powerful that you get with this fragrance. So if you want long-lasting, this is like the big red, like the big red gum. Lots of cinnamon, loads of tobacco here, and that vanilla that I talked about. Great one at the 20th spot. Red Tobacco. If you haven't checked it out, definitely consider checking it out. We're going to stay with the house of Pierre Montale, the perfumer and creative director of this brand. We talked about Mancera Red Tobacco. We're going to jump into Montale, and we're going to talk about Blue Amber, which is going to be a very heavy combination of amber and vanilla. So a little bit powdery, extremely powerful. Reminds me of Amber Précieux from Maître et Gantier. So if you like that particular amber, you're going to love this stuff. A lot cheaper, a lot easier to find. As Amber Précieux, I think, has been discontinued, and whatever is available today, it's not as strong, and it's actually a lot more expensive than this one here. Montale Blue Amber you can actually find at your local discounter, your favorite discounter. Great scent, lasts all day and then some. If you spray your clothes, forget about it. It's going to be there probably even after you wash it. That's how powerful this stuff is. It's another blue beast. We're going to talk about that other beast very soon. But Blue Amber, great one. Amazing, long-lasting, powerful, beastly performance in this amazing amber and vanilla combination with this particular one. Let's talk about a sensual and very sexy elixir of a fragrance, which is also beastly performing. I recently did a video for you guys, which I think was actually the video before this one, where I talked with Steve Assus from Kilian. And this is going to be one of the definitely the most powerful from the line, and this is the one that lasts the longer on my skin. We're talking about Back to Black, which is definitely on my top 3 favorites from this brand. This is perhaps my favorite, always makes my top warm, sensual, romantic fragrances for date or, to wear to really impress a significant other, somebody that you love and you're gonna have close encounters with. Back to Black is this incredible aphrodisiac, wild honey, cherry, almonds, syrupy. This is just incredible, guys. Just puts me in a very good mood. It puts a smile on my face, and it lasts all day long. If you spray your clothes, it's again one of those beastly things that until you wash your clothes, it's going to be there. Takes over a room. You don't have to go crazy on the sprays. Just incredible. If you want to know more about by Kilian fragrances and the history behind the brand, all that stuff, definitely do consider checking out that video. But most importantly, check out Back to Black if you want beastly, wild honey and cherry sensual kind of fragrances. This will definitely do the job. Next up, we have an oud fragrance. Again, I'm going to try to give you guys a nice array and a nice, gamut of different, genres. This particular one is going to be an oud fragrance. I'm not huge on oud. There's a couple amazing ouds over the past year or so. I really took a liking for some oud fragrances, and this here is definitely one that I always loved in my collection. It's called Oud Ispahan, but you can't wear this all the time. This is pretty much a beast that I pull out when it's really cold out, dead of winter, late fall here in New England where I live, because this stuff is one of those things, you get it on your finger, it's going to be there for 24 hours plus. It's very pungent, very strong, a little bit animalic. Perfect combination of rose and oud with that animalic tinge that I'm talking about. It's beastly kind of, I call this the pink beast. It's a great fragrance, so when it dries down, you get a little bit of a touch of vanilla with that rose, that floral undertone. But the oud here is very animalic and very beastly. Not fecal, not medicinal, but extremely powerful and pungent. Oud Ispahan at the 17th spot. Just real quickly, because I know some of you guys want to know this. This is the original Oud Ispahan from 2012. It has been reformulated in 2018. It is still very strong and powerful, but not quite as beastly as the 2012 release, which, if you guys know, you can still find this around in the groups, fragrance groups, and you could definitely find this, guys. That's how I found mine. I think I bought mine in 2015, but it has been reformulated in 2018, just so you guys know. Continue with another sensual beast here. This is going to be Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud, which is definitely on my top 3 favorite Tom Fords of all time. Available today, of course. You have a whole bunch of other Tom Fords that I love that have been discontinued, like Moss Brash, Titan Cypress. But from the stuff that's available today, Bois Marocain is another one that I love. But from what's available today, Tobacco Oud is the perfect combination of this beautiful, modern, beastly fragrance that's also sensual and very compelling. This is a fragrance that starts off really beastly and it stays on you for the whole day, but also becomes very sensual and smooth as it dries down. Love the stuff in the beginning. Can be a little bit, daring and off-putting, but wait 15, 20 minutes, the magic begins, and you're definitely going to radiate this amazing, powerful yet, subtle, sophisticated, and elegance vibe about yourself. Tobacco Oud is as good as it gets when it comes to powerful but sensual beasts, guys. Check this out if you haven't. Hidden gem alert, guys. I always like to bring you guys some different things that are not being talked about in the community that are definitely deserving of your attention. And today we're going to talk about Rania J, which is a fragrance from France, from Paris. This is Lavande 44. Just again to give you guys a different spectrum, different gamut, an array of different fragrances of different genres that are also beastly in performance. This is Lavande 44, which is obviously a lavender-based fragrance. I absolutely love the fragrance, and I absolutely am enamored with the brand Rania J, which I highly suggest you guys check it out if you can. You're not going to disappoint. Every fragrance that I've tried, and I think I've tried about 6 of them from this brand, is beastly. I think they have about 8 fragrances altogether in their portfolio. This one here is going to be Barbershop, which you guys know I love. It takes that fougere element, adds some amazing, components that are very modern, like, there's this nice wild honey vibe here. A lot of spices. I think there's cardamom here. It lasts a long time, guys. I'm telling you, it's beastly. 2 sprays, and it's good for me for the whole day. Needless to say, it smells amazing. Very well blended. Incredible composition from Rania J, Lavande 44. I also love the amber that they have here, which is called Amber Loop, if I'm not mistaken. And they also have an incredible tobacco, which is called Tea Habanero, which is definitely on my top 3 favorite tobaccos of all time. So check this out. If you love fougere, if you love lavender fragrances, this stuff here's no joke, guys. So we talked about a lot of opulent scents, resinous, deep fragrances like with tobacco, honey, a lot of vanillas. Now we're going to talk about leather. You guys know how much I love leather. It's definitely in my top 5 notes in fragrance. This is going to be a beautiful rough and tumble leather fragrance called Rich Mess from Richmond. This particular fragrance is actually an indie niche fragrance house. Again, another hidden alert back to back for you guys. This stuff here is definitely deserving of your attention, guys. It's very unique, very exotic, very powerful, pungent, rough and tumble leather. If you love leather fragrances of old, like we know a lot of these old school rough leather dark fragrances, this stuff here will pull from those classics and add a lot of amazing modern twists to this composition. We're talking about champagne, we're talking about dark lilies, we're talking about dark leather, we're talking about saffron. This stuff here is very, very powerful. In fact, when I wear this stuff, I usually just do 1 spray right here or 2 on each side of my garment, or sometimes on myself. But if I'm doing it on myself, I actually do it on my on the sleeves of my clothes, or on the actual pulse point right here, because it is one of those very beastly fragrances. If you spray too close to your neck or close to your nose, it's going to choke you and those around you. It's that potent, that powerful. Don't snooze on this one, guys. This is a stellar leather composition, a dark leather composition. Look at the juice, man. This green, beautiful fragrance that, again, is beastly and lasts all day and then some. If you want your garment to smell like this, spray on there and it's going to stay there probably for a whole week. Rich Mass from Richmond. If you guys enjoy dark leather fragrances, check this out. Now let's jump into patchouli, which is another note that I absolutely love. This particular patchouli is going to be a boozy, chocolatey patchouli that just is intoxicating. It's called Psychédélique from the house of JOVOY, another fragrance house that over the past year or so, you guys heard a lot about on this channel. They have incredible fragrances. Cecile Zerokian, which is a perfumer that's been really great in the market nowadays. She's been releasing some amazing superstars. Private Label was another one that I love here, which is a great vetiver fragrance that she did, which is like a modern vetiver that it's absolutely incredible. In Psychedelique, if you like Coromandel from Chanel, it is 10 times better in a sense that if you like dark, opulent, rich, and resinous patchouli, not creamy and smooth, which I'm telling you, Coromandel is an amazing fragrance, don't get me wrong, but if you wanted something that make that fragrance darker and longer lasting, like a beast, check out Psychedelique, guys. It is that good. We're just gonna leave it at that. Since I spoke about Cecile Zerokian, I'm gonna give you guys another fragrance by her from the house of Nishane Ani from Istanbul, Turkey. This is Ani. Now, Ani is an amazing vanilla scent that is a spicy vanilla with cardamom. There's like a chai tea vibe here, so it's a spicy, sweet, ambery, cardamom vanilla in this particular fragrance. Ani is just one of those head-turning, take over a room. You spray a couple shots of this, you walk into a room. I guarantee you people are going to turn their heads and they're going to ask you, what in the world are you wearing? It is that good, guys. It's sensual. It's just inviting. It's enveloping. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful creation from Cecile Zerokian that if you have not tried, guys, give this one a try. If you're a vanilla fan, if you like cardamom, this is where it's at. All right, now I'm going back to when I started in the niche world with my niche journey. This particular fragrance here is one of my first passions into the niche world of fragrances. A composition from Maurice Roussel, from Frederic Malle, Musc Ravageur. Now this stuff here, speaking of beasts, this is actually a reformulation, but I'm telling you right now, it's still a very powerful beast fragrance. This is going to be lavender, cloves, cinnamon, creamy vanilla. So just to give you a picture in this fragrance, it starts off like this beastly clove lavender and it dries down to this very creamy and very soothing cinnabon. That's what I get with this fragrance. What I suggest with this particular one, spray it on yourself, 3 or 4 sprays, whatever you're comfortable with. 2 to 4 is usually where I go with this one. Wait about 15-20 minutes before you go out, especially if you're going into like a closed place like an office or something like that, which I don't recommend wearing this to an office, but if it's the dead of winter or you live in some locations and parts of the world that it's really cold out, you can actually pull this off. But do about 2 to 3 sprays and wait about 15-20 minutes before you actually go into the place that you're going to be spending the rest of your day, because this stuff here, guys, is like a separate entity. It's really, really powerful. So Musc Ravageur, incredible masterpiece. If I had to keep like 5 niche fragrances in my collection, this is definitely one that would stay. In fact, I did a top 10 niche fragrances that I would keep in my collection, I think, a year ago, and this definitely made the list. And it's one of my favorite passions. This is one of my first passions in fragrances, especially in the niche side of things, and it's one that's here to stay in my rotation. I can see this in my collection forever, guys. Check out Musc Ravageur if you haven't. Not for the faint of heart, not for everyone, but definitely a very unique and exotic composition. Let's jump into something a little bit more gourmandy this time around. If you have a sweet tooth, you're gonna absolutely love to check this one out. This is from the house of Parfums Roma. This is called Ducis in Fundo. Now, Ducis in Fundo is going to be a very beautiful, sweet, ambery, creamy, citrus kind of a fragrance. What this smells like, if you like a boozy, sweet, ambery fragrance, this reminds me right off the bat to a liqueur like Cointreau, which I'll pop it up here on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, which is like a orange-based liqueur. That's what I get with this. It's intoxicating, it's pungent and enveloping. It just feels like this awesome garment. Just takes over a room, but it's very deep, it's very opulent, very resinous. In fact, Parfums Roma is one of my favorite houses when it comes to performance. These guys do an incredible job, and they always have, because they haven't been bought out, number one, by the big conglomerates. You can't really find this discounted. You have to go to the sources where they distribute this particular house. I like to bring you guys some amazing, unique things that just blows my mind. And this is definitely one of those fragrances, guys. Parfums Roma, always great with every single fragrance they have. They always are long lasting. We're talking about 10 plus hours. This one here will be 12 plus. If you spray your garment, it'll be 24 plus. Parfums Roma is amazing with this particular Ducis in Fundo, which is again, this sweet, orangey, boozy, almost gourmand kind of a fragrance that is beastly. And just so you guys know, my wife usually films these videos because I need her help, because I get so passionate and so deep into these fragrances when I delve into them that I can go on and on and on. And if I would talk as much as I would like to talk on each one of these fragrances, a top 20 like this would probably last 2+ hours, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So she's laughing back there. She always stops me, enough, and then I move on to the next one. But just wanted to give you guys this quick little insight of, you know, how I film my videos for the most part. This one here is Tiziana Terenzi's Laudano Nero. If you like Black Afgano from Nasomato, this is going to be a creamier, smoother, more wearable version of that particular fragrance, but still beastly, still long-lasting. It's got a cannabis note here, you know, a marijuana note. So I would say a very smoky incense note as well. What I would suggest is, again, spray this at the house, wait 15-20 minutes before you go out, because it could be one of those turning, you know, nose kind of fragrance, like what the hell is that smell? But again, once it gets into the heart and into the dry down, it just develops beautifully, and it's one of those scents that will take over a room, and it has a lot of character, a lot of dimension to the scent, and it's a very unique and exotic fragrance that's gonna give you an edge, and without a, you know, a shadow of a doubt, beastly performance. Speaking of underrated gems, I'm going to talk to you guys about a fragrance that was released in 2016, got some momentum on the fragrance community and just disappeared completely. No one's talking about it. And I absolutely love this fragrance. I always wear this. My son loves this fragrance. So just so you guys see, there's a range here. You know, I'm 40. My son is, you know, in college. So it shows that this is definitely versatile and an extremely great fragrance for any type of age. My wife actually steals some sprays of this one. This is 1821 Men-Made Tobacco. Even though it says Men-Made Tobacco, it leans more masculine, sure, but it's this sweet pipe tobacco with red wine, with wild honey, vanilla. Ooh, this is very sensual, guys. This is extremely beautiful fragrance. If you like booze, if you like tobacco, if you like vanilla, all those components that I talk about that are just amazing, very sensual, very compelling, very rich. This stuff here is not gonna let you down. Amazing pricing on this stuff here, and performs like a beast. You don't need more than 3 sprays on this to have this on you the whole day. Dries down to this beautiful resinous opulent vanilla with that tobacco riding the fragrance, and that red wine booziness that you get with the initial spray. Just an incredible fragrance, guys. Check this out if you can. 1821 Men-Made Tobacco, a stellar composition like no other. All right, let's get things real classy here with the fragrance now that's been around for a long time. This is Tonka Imperial from Guerlain. What an amazing Tonka fragrance. Fève Delicieuse from Dior, please eat your heart out. That fragrance has been reformulated to death, and it's nothing like what it used to be. However, this particular one from Guerlain is just an amazing, outstanding, you know, Tonka bean type of a fragrance. It's a little bit boozy. It's got that girly nod combination that Guerlain does like no other. It's really intoxicating. Breathtaking is the word that I would use for this fragrance. And it's just where it's at. You know, I need to get a new bottle. I'm just, you know, gonna try to find one of these older ones, because I know it's also been reformulated. It's not gonna be as strong as the older ones, the original formulation, but needless to say, it is still better than, you know, Fève Delicieuse, with, you know, granted a higher price tag, but you get what you pay for. This particular brand has been around for a long time, just like Dior. I like this one a little bit better. It's a little bit boozier and a little bit better on my skin. And I also share this with my wife, so it's a good one to have. Not that you can't share, you know, Fève Delicieuse with somebody you love, but I just like this one a little bit better. I think it's just a little bit more classy, a little bit more elegant than Fève Delicieuse. I think Fève Delicieuse has more of a playfulness, more of a youthful take to it. This is a little bit more classy, in my opinion. So both beastly though, but I take Tonka Imperial over Fève Delicieuse anytime. Just like Parfum Aroma that I talked to you guys about, which is a fragrance house that always gives you guys performance. When you talk about performance, beast mode fragrances, one thing comes to mind at all times, especially if you're in this fragrance community for, you know, a month or a year. You've probably heard of this fragrance in a top video somewhere. This particular one is known as the Blue Beast, and by now you know I'm talking about Interlude Man from the house of Amouage. This is another one that starts off really pungent, really dark, really deep, really incensey and smoky, like a wildfire, very ashy. There's an oregano note up top here that's kind of daring, if you will, a little bit hard to take. But again, after 25-30 minutes, this stuff here is magical. You get this vanilla burst, you get this really nice spiciness, you get this cardamom, opoponax. I mean, it's just a gorgeous fragrance, guys. Again, one of those fragrances. This is actually a reformulated version of this fragrance, which is still beastly. If I spray 3 to 4 sprays, I'm atomic, I'm nuclear, I'm taking over a room, and people are definitely going to notice you and are going to ask, what are you wearing? Because it's that exotic, it's that intriguing, that mysterious of a fragrance, guys. Blue Beast from Amouage, one that you have to think about when you think about beast performance fragrances. And if you like smoky, if you like oud, definitely check this one out. And again, speaking of performance, this is another house that I could have picked a whole bunch of fragrances from that are great in performance and beastly in projection. But I went with this one because I wanted to give you guys a really nice amber type of a scent that's also spicy and a little bit floral, very classy, very sensual, and very sophisticated. This is from Casamorati, my favorite from the line. This is 1888. I absolutely love this stuff. Again, ambery, sweet, spicy, a little bit floral. But the amber here is just boozy, it's just sensual. One of those fragrances that every time I wear, I get at least a question. What is that you're wearing today? It smells really different. Oriental at its finest. You know, it's got this beautiful androgynous quality about this amber. You know, a guy or a gal can wear this off and pull it off beautifully. My wife loves this one as well. Just goes to show that it is a great amber indeed. If you have considered checking out some great amber fragrances, definitely consider 1888 for not only the smell itself, but also, of course, the performance, guys. This is a beast amber that you cannot dismiss. I'm going to talk to you guys about another fragrance that is one of my favorite niche fragrances of all time. I remember when I first smelled this particular fragrance, I couldn't believe how great this stuff was, and it was love at first sniff because it was really a different scent profile, something I've never smelled up to that point. Blew my mind, guys. I'm talking about Roja Parfums Creation E or Enigma. You guys, again, you have heard of this fragrance, I'm sure. This is a discontinued version with the paper label. Nowadays, you can find the Poem with the Swarovski crystal and the metal plate, and you find also the new Parfum Cologne concentration, which I don't own a bottle yet, but I'm definitely picking up a bottle of that, which I have tried and it smells amazing. But this particular one is an incredible fragrance. It has this cognac and tobacco introduction. It's spicy, it's got ginger, cardamom, it's full, it's deep. All these fragrances will take a room. This will definitely take over a room. It starts off like this Coca-Cola, spicy cola vibe, like a cinnamon Coca-Cola. I know there's a version of that Coca-Cola around somewhere. You can find it, not that easy, but I've tried it myself. So it's like a cinnamon Coca-Cola. It dries down to this beautiful, creamy vanilla that's boozy and intoxicating, guys. Creation is definitely a quintessential, spicy, oriental fragrance that you have to try. If you love this genre, oriental spicy fragrance, this is definitely one of my favorites of all time. Now picture this. It's a rainy day, it's chilly outside, you're in the house, you hear the raindrops, you're sitting in this beautiful leather chair with an ottoman, you're relaxing. On one hand, you have a beautiful cup of whiskey or cognac. On the other hand, you have this amazing cigar, and you just have this feeling of coziness and warmth, and you feel great. That's what I get with this particular fragrance here from the house of Amouroud Oud, which is another one that I've talked to you guys about immensely on this channel. And this is actually my first love with this brand. This is called Oud Tabac, which I think I have not shared with you guys yet because I plan on doing this video, and I wanted to really bring this to your attention. Oud Tabac, it is just uncanny, guys. Now, I just talked about Creation E, so picture getting Enigma or Creation E from Roja Dove and fusing it with Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. This would be the offspring. It takes both of those fragrances and make it to this incredible next level type of stuff, guys. Those are already amazing on their own, but this stuff here is like if I was to layer Creation E with Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, I would achieve this. So needless to say, this is incredible. It smells amazing, and it's also very powerful fragrance. 3 words that I would use to summarize Oud Tabac is this fragrance is very assertive, long-lasting, and very, very sexy. There's a couple more picks here. This particular one is another oud fragrance, just to show you guys how I came around to really enjoying some great blends of oud fragrances. This particular one is definitely my top favorite 5 ouds of all time. In fact, I will have a video for you guys that will cover the best oud fragrances of all time, just like these beast mode fragrances. And this particular one is an amazing juice. One word to describe this is it's a magical composition. From MFK Maison Francis Carjon, this is Oud Satin Mood. MFK has some incredible performing fragrances. I could have put here, you know, Oud Silk Mood. I could talk about Grand Soir, which gets a ton of limelight. But I wanted to pick another oud fragrance just to give you, again, another different array of different, you know, genres, but also to show you guys how much I've come around with oud fragrances. Oud Satin Mood is this sensual, candied-like oud with this beautiful vanilla floral undertone. Another breathtaking composition, Oud Satin Mood, is this gemmy rose, candied oud that has resins and vanilla bourbon at the base, guys. Incredible. If you want a great oud fragrance, guys, that is beastly in performance, definitely, and it's also sensual, definitely check out Oud Satin Mood. You guys will not disappoint. This last pick here is going to be another one of my first passions, one of those fragrances that I fell in love at first sniff when it comes to the niche realm of things. And this is from the house of Roja Parfums. This is called L'Art du Désert Marocain, translating the air of the Moroccan desert. And this is like the root, the silk roots of old, you know, the spice markets of, you know, Middle Eastern spice markets. You close your eyes, you smell this fragrance, it takes you on the journey, guys. It is that good. Half of this fragrance is gone, but it's one of those fragrances that you don't need more than one spray. It's going to really radiate your smell like a sun, like a nuclear weapon. This is a weapon of seduction. This is definitely one of those very sensual, exotic type of elixirs. One of my favorites. Definitely, if I had to keep 10 niche fragrances for life, this is definitely going to be one of my top 5 niche fragrances that I would definitely keep in my collection, because it's that unique, it's that exotic, and it performs amazingly. It's just a journey to wear, guys. And I love fragrances that tells a story. And this one here definitely tells a story, guys. Check La Désert Marocain from Roja Parfums if you haven't. In my opinion, a masterpiece of a fragrance. Of course, all the fragrances that I talked about in this video, all 20 of them will be linked in the description. I'm going to have all the fragrances I talked about so you guys can check them out along with the links. And if I have any coupon codes from the actual brands or the websites, I'll also include those over there for you guys so you can check out these beautiful beast fragrances, guys. So again, all that information in the description. And of course, I did not forget you guys. I promised you guys a giveaway for 5 gift codes or gift certificates from my partner, myfragrancesamples.com. Also in the description is going to be all the details on how you guys can enter and participate to win those, tickets, those codes for that giveaway. So be sure to check out the description so you guys can enter and participate. Good luck. Don't forget to share your support, please, guys. If you did enjoy the video, show on the like. Please don't forget to subscribe for a lot more video content like this. And also turn on your notification bell icon to get these videos straight into your feed. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, fragrance is emotion, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again real soon.